October. It is 8:30 in the morning, and my name is Rich Benfield, and I'm your host. Today, I'm standing in for Stephen Ridgway, who is currently off doing security things. In today's news, Qualcomm releases patch for 3 new 0 days under active exploitation. A French cybercriminal pleads guilty for hacking corporate data. And Bunny Loader, a new malware as a service advertised in cybercrime forums. And a researcher reveals new techniques to bypass Cloudflare's firewall and DDoS protection. Chipmaker Qualcomm has released security updates to address 17 vulnerabilities in various components, while warning that 3 other 0 days have come under active exploitation. Of the 17 flaws, 3 are rated critical, 13 are rated high, and 1 is rated medium in severity. There are indications from Google Threat Analysis Group and Google Project Zero that CVE 2023 33106, 33107, and CVE 2022 22071, and finally 2023 33063 may be under limited targeted exploitation. And that's a statement direct from the semiconductor company from their advisory notes. Patches for the issues affecting Adreno GPU and Compute DSP drivers have been made available, and OEMs have been notified with a strong recommendation to deploy security updates as soon as possible. So it looks like things are in the works. Patches are available, just waiting to head down to OEM driver packs. So obviously keep an eye on that for those of you running Qualcomm chips. Next, French cybercriminal pleads guilty for hacking corporate data. In a significant development in the realm of cybercrime, a 22-year-old French citizen, Sebastien Rao, also known as Sergio Kaizen, has pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and aggravated identity theft in the U.S. District Court in Seattle. This case sheds light on a sophisticated cybercriminal operation that utilized phishing emails and deceptive tactics to breach corporate systems, resulting in a total loss estimated to exceed $6 million for victim companies. So Sebastien Rao's journey through the legal system began with his arrest in Morocco last year. He was then extradited back to the United States in January 2023 to face charges related to cybercrimes committed alongside 2 co-conspirators. The accusation, handed down by a grand jury in the Western District of Washington in June 2021, marked the start of legal proceedings against the cybercrime trio. Bunny Loader, a new malware as a service advertised in cybercrime forums. So cybersecurity researchers have spotted the new malware as a service called Bunny Loader that's appeared in the threat landscape. And it's quite an interesting one. It's written in C and C++, and it's sold on various forums for a $250 lifetime license. Researchers believe that the Bunny Loader is under rapid development because we have seen versions 1.7 and 1.8 released both on September the 15th. So it's clearly under active development, a lot of bug fixes and functionalities being added. So the Bunny Loader control panel supports multiple features such as downloading and executing additional malware, keylogging stealing credentials, manipulating a victim's clipboard to steal cryptocurrency, running remote commands on the infected machine, providing statistics for infections, displaying the total connected and disconnected clients, monitoring active tasks, and logging stealers' activities. So upon execution, the loader sets up persistence via a Windows registry and performs a sequence of anti-VM techniques. And it sends a registration request to the C2 server. And if the response from the C2 is connected, Bunny Loader performs its core malicious actions. The malware can also download and execute next stage malware, run keylogger and steal sensitive data, including web browser data and cryptocurrency wallets. The malware is also able to steal data from messaging apps and VPN clients. So Bunny Loader is a new malware as a service threat. It's continuously evolving in terms of changing tactics and adding new features to carry out successful campaigns against their targets. Next, researcher reveals new techniques to bypass Cloudflare's firewall and DDoS protection. Firewall and distributed denial of service attack prevention mechanisms in Cloudflare can be circumvented by exploiting gaps in cross-tenant security controls, defeating the very purpose of these safeguards, it has emerged. Attackers can utilize their own Cloudflare accounts to abuse the per-design trust relationship between Cloudflare and the customer's websites, rendering the protection mechanism ineffective. Certitude researcher Stefan Prox said in a report published last week. The problem, per the Austrian consulting firm, is the result of shared infrastructure available to all tenants within Cloudflare, regardless of whether they are legitimate or otherwise, thereby making it easy for malicious actors to abuse the implicit trust associated with service and defeat the guardrails. The first issue stems from opting for a shared Cloudflare certificate to authenticate HTTPS requests between the service's reverse proxies and the customer's origin server as part of a feature called Authenticated Origin Pools. As the name implies, Authenticated Origin Pools ensures requests sent to the origin server to fetch content when it's not available in the cache originate from Cloudflare and not from a threat actor. A consequence of such a setup is that an attacker with a Cloudflare account can send their malicious payload via the platform by taking advantage of the fact that all connections originating from Cloudflare are permitted, even if the tenant that's initiating the connection is nefarious. So, for more strict security, you should set up authenticated origin pools with your own certificate and consider other security measures for your origin. The allow list Cloudflare IP addresses mechanism should be regarded as defense in depth and not be the sole mechanism to protect origin servers. The authenticated origin pools mechanism should be configured with custom certificates rather than the Cloudflare certificates. Apache next. They've got a NiFi RCE vulnerability that lets attackers exfiltrate sensitive data. Widely used data integration tool Apache NiFi, or NiFi, I'm not sure how you pronounce that to be fair, has been discovered to be susceptible to a critical security flaw tracked as CVE 2023-34468 that might allow remote code execution. Additionally, this significant issue might allow attackers to exfiltrate sensitive information, compromise data integrity, obtain unauthorized access, and more, posing serious operational and reputational consequences. To fix this issue, Apache NiFi maintainers have provided patches and upgrades. So it has a CVSS score of 8.8, so very high. It's tagged as CVE 2023-34468. And basically, by utilizing specially crafted H2 database connection strings, the bug enables remote code execution. H2 is a widely used embedded Java-based database in Apache NiFi installations. Attackers could potentially take advantage of this vulnerability to execute arbitrary code on vulnerable instances. This could lead to unauthorized access, data theft, or even system compromise. Reports mention that there's almost 2,700 publicly accessible Apache NiFi that might be affected by the CVE 2023-34468 issue. So since it's utilized worldwide, the effects of this vulnerability are not geographically restricted. As a result, this is an issue on a global scale, and widely distributed systems may be vulnerable to abuse. So this affects versions of Apache NiFi 0.0.2 through to 1.2.1.0. So there are fixes available. The mitigation measures are obviously install those right away, limit the vulnerability of Apache instances to untrusted networks by implementing the network segmentation, keep an eye out for any unusual activity or indicators of compromise on those systems, and implement stringent access restrictions and authentication procedures. And that is your daily cyber security briefing today. As all those trendy YouTubers like to say, like, share, and subscribe, and I will speak